Hey everybody, welcome back. We are on our last section of new material for this year. Yay, yay. Chapter 11, Section 7, Circles in the Coordinate Plane. We are going to learn to write the equation of our circles and plot them on the graph. So, today's I will is going to be I will write the equations of circles. Okay, so make sure you have everything you need. You've got your comp book in front of you. You have a little bit of graph paper, hopefully. If not, of course, you can just draw them in your notebook. All right, so the first thing we're going to start with, of course, is the equation of a circle with the center. Now, you need to know these things because this is what the formula uses. Okay, equation of a circle with center at HK. So, yes, it's the same thing as X and Y, but they use H and K right here. And it has a radius of R. All right? So here is your formula that you're going to need to know. X minus H, remember that's the X coordinate of your center of the circle. X minus H plus, and that was squared, plus Y minus K, which is the Y coordinate of your center, squared, equals the radius squared. So once again, X minus H squared plus Y minus the K squared equals R squared. Notice why they had to use two different letters for X and Y, because those are already used. Okay, so let's see if we can start here. We have, and of course, you know, if you ever need to pause me and write some stuff down, you're always welcome to do that, and as well as go back and listen to it one more time. So our example here says that we have a circle with a center at 1, -2, and a radius of 2. Okay, so when we plug it in, we're going to do X minus 1. Remember the original equation. It has minuses here and a plus in the middle. That's very important to notice, okay? So you have X minus 1, which is the H right there, and you have Y plus 2. Why is it plus? Because it's minus to start with. You plug in a -2, which makes it a plus. So X minus 1 squared plus Y plus 2 squared equals the radius squared. Radius is 2, so 2 squared is 4. And when we go to plot this, you're going to plot your center, which is at 1, -2, and then, of course, just count your radius, top to bottom, right to left. So 2 up, 2 down, 2 right, and 2 left. Okay? So your equation, again, is X minus 1 squared plus Y plus 2 squared equals the radius squared, which is 4, and here's what it looks like graphed. All right, I'm going to move to the left side. You don't have to if you still have room, but I'm going to move over here. We're going to practice a little bit more of this writing the equation. And yes, it is just this easy, okay? Hopefully your notes won't take long today. So writing the equation of each of these circles. Well, the first one here, I'll just go ahead and show you this. First one is center is at -2, 10, okay? And your radius is 6. So when we plug it in, we do X minus H, which is -2 squared, plus Y minus 10 squared equals the radius squared. When you solve it all down, you have X plus 2 squared plus Y minus 10 squared equals 36. And that is your equation. You don't have to FOIL it out or anything. You just leave it just like that. And, of course, if you had been given this part and asked to pull out the circle, the easiest thing is to think pull out the opposite sign. So here it's positive, now it's a -2 when we pull it out. Here it's negative, now it's a positive 10 when we pull it out, if you had to go from your equation back to your center point. Then you have this one. Now, this is a wonderful one. I love this. The center is right at the origin. It's at 0, 0, and it has a radius of 3. This is literally what it looks like, because if you had plugged it in up here like this, you'd have X minus 0 squared plus Y minus 0 squared, right? Equals 3 squared, or the radius squared. Well, you don't have to put X minus 0 and Y minus 0. You just bring it on down. So X squared plus Y squared equals 9. That's your radius squared. And that is the equation that you go with. And then if we go to graph one of these, graphing the circle, okay, let's say they give you the equation here. So you have X plus 1 squared plus Y minus 5 squared equals 25. Now, you can go back and think, okay, what was the original equation? Well, the original one was X minus H, okay? So X minus something, what did it have to be? Or you can just switch the sign. Here it's positive. In the center point, it had to have been -1. So you change the sign. Here it's negative now. It must have been positive when it went in. So notice we just switch the signs when we pull it back out to be a center. And then, of course, take the square root of what they give you as the radius squared down here. so that you can remember what the radius was. Then plotting your center point at -1, 5. On these little squares, forgive me, I had a small piece of graph paper. I numbered everything by 2. That's why mine's sitting here in the middle of something, but if you have a big piece, it wouldn't do that. And then counting 5 all the way around, right and left, top and bottom, okay? And that gives you your circle. So that literally finishes up all of your notes for Chapter 11 and all of your notes for this year. Yay. So after this test is done, we will move into STAR tutoring. So that's exciting. So make sure you have all these. Go back, review it if you need to in order to make sure you understand the concept of writing the equation of your circle, being given a center and a radius, and also if you were given the equation of your circle, be able to pull your center back out of it as well as your radius. Just remember pulling out the opposite sign. So here you'd pull out a -1 and a +5. All right, if you have any questions at all, please write them down because, once again, I promise you're not the only one that has them. Or, of course, you can email them to me and Miss Scott, and we will be glad to go over them via email for you if need be or in class tomorrow. All right, have a wonderful day. Have fun doing your math, and we will see you tomorrow.